for joining me. In today's instalment from the Rare Record Room, we're going back to the mid-1960s British mod and rhythm and blues scene, which was spearheaded by London bands The Who and the subject of this video, The Small Faces. In particular, I shall be looking at the debut long player from this influential rock group. Formed in 1965 in Manor Park, in London's working class East End, the band gigged in pubs and clubs where singer Steve Marriott's characteristic, powerful and gravelly voice gained attention. Marriott had started the band with bass player Ronnie Lane, the pair recruiting friends Kenney Jones on drums and Jimmy Winston on keyboards. In addition to lead vocals, Marriott also played guitar. The name The Small Faces derives from the fact that they were all reasonably short in height, and a face being a mod term for a leader and someone to look up to. The band secured an early residency at the Cavern Club in Leicester Square, being supported by the folk duo Sonny and Cher, who were living in London at the time. Under the management of Don Arden, they were signed to Decca Records and released their debut single, the high-energy Whatcha Gonna Do About It, which made the UK Top 20. Their swift follow-up, I've Got Mine, was a hard-driven mod song which failed to chart, after which Winston left the band, being replaced by Mac McLagen for their third single Sha-La-La-La-Lee in January 1966. This song had more of a pop sound and was a great commercial success, reaching the UK top 3. Their eponymous first album was recorded at IBC Studios in London between June 1965 and February 1966, and thus features both their keyboard players from the period. The LP includes the band's first 2 singles. 7 of the 12 tracks were written by Marriott and Lane, or were group compositions, and 1 was by the soul-influenced writing partnership of Samuel Potter. 3 songs were written by the popular East End entertainer Kenny Lynch, one of the few black singers in British pop music at this time, who also contributed backing vocals to the songs he'd penned. The remaining track was a cover of Sam Cooke's Shake, being one of the last songs he'd composed and recorded. Production was by Lynch, Samwell and Arden, although the sleeve credits this as a contemporary product. Small Faces was released on the 11th of May 1966 and was an instant hit, holding the number 3 spot on the UK album chart for 7 weeks, just behind 2 of the year's biggest sellers, The Sound of Music soundtrack and Aftermath by the Rolling Stones, and placing higher than current albums from established chart acts such as the North East beat group The Animals and the respected mod-orientated pianist Georgie Fame. Indeed, The Small Faces sold well enough to re-enter the UK top 10 for a further 3 weeks that September. Now to the vinyl itself. The 1966 first pressing is in mono only on the familiar red Decca company label, with text printed in silver, issued under the catalogue number LK4790. The label states Made in England, the Decca Record Company, Limited at 12 o'clock. Labels on copies pressed until 1969 feature the Decca logo in large bold type without a box surrounding it, together with the full frequency range recording, or FFRR, listening motif. There is a British KT tax code by the 3 o'clock position, and the rim text is an all rights reserved notice. Earliest copies featured the ridged or deep groove label, with a pressing ring clearly identified around 15mm from the outer edge of the label. I've noticed 3 subtle variations in type, all on the earliest label. The first copy has the track listing in a large serif type, and the band name at the foot of the label is printed on the pressing ring. The next copy has a slightly reduced font size for the track listing, and the band name is now set within the pressing ring. When shown side by side, these differences are clear. In addition, on the right-hand copy, the speed indicator is positioned slightly higher. On the third variant, we find the boxed initials BIEM, etc., which refer to music publishing territories, are positioned to the right of the spindle hole below the catalogue number. Also on this label, the speed indicator has been removed. Again, the differences are much clearer when viewed side by side. Copies manufactured after 1967 are on smooth labels without a pressing ring, and copies from late 1969 and throughout the 70s featured the redesigned company label with a smaller Decca logo set within a rectangular box, now omitting the FFRR listening motif. The LP cover is the front laminated non-flipback style, with a white border on the front containing the catalogue number at the top left corner. The large mono wording appears on the rear at the top right with the catalogue number printed below. Covers were manufactured by James Upton & Co. of London and Birmingham, and the glossy finish is called Clarifoil. Informative sleeve notes are by Tony Brainsby, and the cover design and photography was done in-house by the Decca art department. The group photo is the line-up with Ian McLagen. The inner sleeve is a company die-cut paper design, printed with the standard handling and playing instructions. At the foot, the patent details are shown together with a Made in England notice. These come with a clear polythene lining bag. Copies from the 70s may be paired with pink-edged or block-printed mono Decca bags, or one of the various revised blue-printed company bags. Many copies will be well played and enthusiastically handled, played at parties and so on, meaning decent original copies are desirable and valuable. In the current edition of the Rare Record Price Guide, unboxed Decca logo examples in mint condition are listed at £250, and the later box logo pressings from the 70s are valued at £50. And that just about brings to an end my brief history and run-through look at the eponymous debut album from the Small Faces. That's your lot for this episode from the Rare Record Room. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did like the video, please make sure you subscribe to the channel to see more and to receive notifications for any new uploads. Thanks for watching. See you next time.